Hello, everyone. This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to you some very exciting and shocking news from the world of progressive metal, where it has been announced and confirmed that original drummer and founding member Mike Portnoy has rejoined Dream Theater. Holy cow! Wow! Unbelievable. This is something that I definitely didn't see coming, but I had my suspicions. I always hoped deep down that it would happen, but to actually see this become a reality has completely made my jaw drop. I actually thought at first, when I saw this post on Facebook, I actually thought that maybe someone was pulling a hoax because, social media is known for little hoaxes here and there, but to actually see written statements, not only from Portnoy, but from the entire band, that Portnoy is back in the fold. Wow, just unbelievable news. Without a doubt, the biggest news of 2023. And all due respect to drummer Mike Mangini, who has been in the band now for 12 years now. He's done a fantastic job. His contributions, his playing, everything he's done for Dream Theater has been nothing short of pure excellence. And I give a special thank you to Mangini for everything he's done. But wow, this is just big news. Absolute big news. And the statements from the bands, we got one here from Mike Mangini. He pretty much says that I understand Dream Theater's decision to get Mike Portnoy back at this time. As was said from day one, my place was not to fill all the roles that Mike held in the band. I was to play the drums in order to help the band carry on. My main role of keeping our live show working tightly on a nightly basis was an intense and rewarding experience. Thankfully, I got to experience playing music with these iconic musicians as well as some fun times laced with humour. I also really enjoyed spending time with the crew, and then there's the Grammy win, which was amazingly satisfied. To the fans, thank you so much for being amazing to me. I cherish the pictures I have of all of you losing your minds and having fun. And finally, I really love the band, crew, and management, and wish them and the entire organisation all the best. Very classy comments from Mike Mangini. Hats off to him. Done an amazing job. And I wish him nothing but the absolute best for his future and his career and where he goes next going forward as a drummer. One of the absolute best in the world. And he's going to be missed. And the interesting thing about this news was when Portnoy left, obviously it was a shock. Mike Portnoy left Dream Theater in 2010, and he was the drummer for the band for well over 20 plus years. He wanted to spread his wings out, do different things. The original idea was he was going to have a break, but then obviously we all know what happened after that. Things got a bit tense and ugly with his former bandmates. But Mangini coming on board, obviously you've got your hardcore fans who didn't welcome him with open arms. I saw the comments, oh, he's not Mike Portnoy. He did get a bit of hate on his initial induction into the band. For me, obviously, being a fan of the band, I was a bit bummed out that Portnoy was gone, but I was at the same time very excited to see what Mangini would bring to the table. And I went to his first appearance, which was at High Voltage in 2011, and he was fantastic. The drum kits he had was like a shop. It was just huge. It was just unbelievable drum kits he had, and he did a fantastic job. But as the years went on, the idea of Mike Portnoy rejoining Dream Theater grew less and less. Portnoy, as we all know, he went on to do bucket loads of projects and played with different musicians and formed these incredible supergroups. Obviously, he had Transatlantic. He was a big part of the Neil Morse Band, later known as NMB. The Winery Dogs, Sons of Apollo, Metal Allegiance, Adrenaline Mob. Woo! You name it. Mike Portnoy done it all, and they were all highly successful. But obviously, me being the diehard fan, deep down, I wanted him back in Dream Theater. But the cool thing about Portnoy leaving Dream Theater and Dream Theater gaining Mangini is both sides thrived. Dream Theater went on to do very well. As I said, as Mangini pointed out in his statement, they won a Grammy. So they did very well. Both sides thrived. And the idea of both sides reuniting seemed highly unlikely. And of course, as we all know, Liquid Tension Experiments got back together with John Petrucci, Jordan Rudess, Mike Portnoy, and Tony Levin from King Crimson. Got back together, did Liquid Tension Experiments 3, which was fantastic. That did very well. Mike Portnoy played with John Petrucci on his second solo album with bassist Dave LaRue. And they always kept saying, no, Dream Theater aren't getting back together. This is just a project, nothing more. Don't read too much into it. Mangini's still in the band, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, deep down, it was quite obvious that Mike Portnoy was going to go back to the band. But it was just a question of when and how. Petrucci had this to say. He said, Mike Mangini's drumming is otherworldly, and I'm extremely grateful for the time he spent with us in Dream Theater. I'm very proud of all the music we made together that's culminated in our first Grammy win last year and the countless magical moments that we shared on stage over the past 13 years. I wish him all the best of success in his future musical endeavours. I'm incredibly excited to welcome Mike Portnoy back into Dream Theater as an original founding member, longtime friend, and incredibly talented and creative drummer. I know that his return will bring a renewed spirit, passion, and energy into Dream Theater that all of us, including our fans, will joyfully welcome. I can't wait to roll up our sleeves and get back into the studio together. So am I, John. So am I. Aren't we all? Holy cow. This is unbelievable. My Young added this. It's great to be back true to form with our original drummer, Mike Portnoy. We started playing together as Majesty almost 40 years ago. Wow, I feel old. And I'm excited to see what this next phase of Dream Theater creates for the future. I wish nothing but the best for Mike Mangini for all the blood, sweat, and tears he put into Dream Theater during his 13-year tenure with the band. Nice comments from everyone. James LeBry had this to say also. Having Mike Mangini with us all these years has been quite simply a terrific ride. He is one of the most amazing and naturally gifted drummers I have had the pleasure of working with. Thank you, Mike. Life is a very strange ride, and I guess that's what it takes. All the more interesting and forever engaging. Having Mike Portnoy back in the band is exactly where we and things should be. Things have a way of going full circle, and in this case, it makes perfect sense. I am excited with the prospects of this classic Dream Theater lineup being reunited, as am I, and all the other fans as well, I'm sure. And he also says, I can say with absolute confidence this will be the final incarnation of Dream Theater, with many chapters still to be written well into our future. Onward and upward, guys. Welcome back, MP. Now, it's very nice to hear James LeBry say such classy comments about Portnoy being back in the band because, as we all know, there was a lot of bad feeling between Portnoy and LeBry. They didn't speak to each other for years, but it's nice to see that they've mended fences, they've even met up, put the past behind them, move forward, and I'm really pleased that all is well and we're going forward. Jordan Rudess had this to say. Mike Mangini is one of the most exceptional drummers on earth, and I feel privileged that we got to create a whole body of work with him. I will always be grateful for the time we shared in the Dream Theater universe. We are so excited to reunite the core Dream Theater family. There is a resonance of spirit and vision that is unique and goes beyond within our relationship with Mike Portnoy. On the stage and off, there is no denying the magic that happens when we are together. I'm thankful we have the opportunity to work together again as Dream Theatre, and I'm looking forward to sharing our excitement and passion with our amazing fans for a long time to come. This is great stuff here. Mike Portnoy had this to say: I am overwhelmed with joy to be returning home and reuniting with my brothers. There is so much shared history between us all, so many memories, so much music. To think we're coming up on 40 years since this journey began. The idea of creating new music together is so exciting, and I absolutely cannot wait to hit the road and get to play live for a whole new generation of fans that were not able to see this lineup before. There's no place like home. Well, all I'm going to say is when Dream Theatre announced that London date, I am going to be there 100% because I've seen Dream Theatre a couple of times, but only with Mangini on drums. I have never been to a Dream Theatre gig with Portnoy behind the drum kit. Obviously, I've seen Mike Portnoy in pretty much everything in all his bands and projects, but the only one I haven't seen is Portnoy in Dream Theatre. And the same, I guess you could say, for Liquid Tension Experiments. I have not seen that either. But aside from that, I have yet to experience a classic Dream Theatre gig with Mike Portnoy on the drums. So I'm very much looking forward to when they announce the tour and throwing that UK date because I'm going to be there. I will not miss this. But this is big news, shocking news, probably the biggest news of the year. Great to have Mike Portnoy back in the fold. Great to see the classic lineup of Portnoy, Petrucci, Young, Rudis, and LeBray back together, ready to kick some ass. And I'm really pumped for the new album. If you haven't experienced a new Dream Theatre album with Portnoy, you're in for something really special because this is going to be really good and I can't wait. So, there you have it, guys. Mike Portnoy is back in Dream Theatre. I am going to miss Mangini, but I wish him all the best. No hard feelings there. He's a classy guy, one of the best drummers on the planet. Classic lineup of Dream Theatre back together. New album. Here we come. Let's go. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on Mike Portnoy rejoining Dream Theatre? Are you excited? Are you a bit bummed out that Mike Mangini is gone? Are you excited for the new album and tour to follow? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening. And Mike Portnoy, it's great to have you back home, brother, where you belong. Bring on the new album and tour.